Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the TG podcast. Of course, we're here every single Monday to talk Arsenal. And today, of course, see in the bottom, guys, we're discussing our win against Wolves. Talk about Odegaard's performance against Wolves. Going to talk about Luton, of course, tomorrow night. And a bit about Arsenal news because Arteta's confirmed a few things in his press conference that we need to go through as well. Of course, we're joined by the two regulars as always. We've got Seb with us. How you doing, my man? You all good?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, top of the league, can't complain.
How's your weekend, man? All good as well?
Yeah, it's very good, thank you.
Yeah. Nice one, bro. Big up to you as always. And Rory, big up to you, man. How's your weekend? All good?
Yeah, it was all good. Filmed a vid that should be released by Wednesday, by the way, so you can keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, everything's sorted, man.
Yeah, man. I love the trailer, mate, that you made for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was quality. That was quality. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's get right into it. Of course, leave a full sound below in the chat and all that stuff. Hit like buttons up. Let's go. Arsenal, of course, beating Wolves 2-1 on Saturday. Now, for me, the scoreline does not reflect the game because it should have been at least 5-6-1 to Arsenal. Let's be honest with it. The amount of chances we had in that first half and the way we played in the first half, it honestly reminded me of last season Arsenal, where we would absolutely blitz teams early on as well. And, we got 2 early goals from Saka as well. Saka and obviously Odegaard. And what reminded me the most last season was how we played that second goal, man. That second goal was pure class. From Zinchenko and Jesus link-up play into Odegaard. Absolutely quality goal that was. And obviously disappointing to concede with, right at the end with Cunha, which made us have panic stations for the last 5 minutes plus injury time. But we got over the line in the end. We got the 3 points. And I was pretty happy with the performance personally. But I'll start with you, Seb. Was you at the game, Seb?
Fortunately, I was.
Oh, he was. Nice one. What did you make of it as a whole, man?
Yeah, I thought we were very good, especially in that first half. I thought brilliant. And that is the first time this season we've scored in the Premier League inside the opening 15 minutes. That's the first time this season. And we did so twice. And then we thought, let's go and win this 4-0, 5-0. And the opportunity really was there for us to kill the game off because we had so many chances. Again, this is probably going to highlight the fact that maybe we do need that clinical striker to get us over the line because, again, we didn't miss a load of chances. And then eventually, later on in the match, they got one back for a silly mistake. And then we put ourselves under this unnecessary pressure that it should never have got to. We didn't need to do it. And yeah, that is a slight concern that we're not quite killing games off. But the most important thing is that we got the win because we saw City drop points yesterday. So we're now 3 points ahead of them. Liverpool nearly dropped points. I think it's Tottenham dropped points, and that game was perfect for us. And if you want to class Villa into this, they dropped points as well. So it was very important that we did get the win, and it puts us in a good position. But tomorrow's also a big game, and there's still another 24 to go. But so far, so good. Cannot complain. We're still defending very well, and we are looking good.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, man. Rory, what did you make of the game, bro? And the win?
I thought we actually played well on, was it Saturday? It was Saturday. Especially the first half. That was the best we have played in the Premier League all season. I was most pleased with it. Second half was all about seeing out the victory. In the last 10 minutes, I said to myself throughout the game, I understand why Arteta doesn't install this expansive football so far this season, because we can have that complacency at the back where we concede silly goals and it's squeaky bum time towards the end, and we don't want that. So I understand now why Arteta hasn't been playing the best football so far this season, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, that's something that I had to get off my chest because I feel like everyone wants to see us play great football. If you're not getting results, then it means nothing, does it? So I think everyone had a pretty decent game. I mean, obviously, there's going to be talk about Zinchenko. I mean, other than the last 10 minutes, I thought he actually played all right. I know defensively he can be a liability. I think we know that already. But at the end of the day, that second goal showed why he is a strength going forward. He can be our Trent Alexander-Arnold, can't he? Because of the way he inverts into midfield, and everybody's naming him as the best fullback in the world. So, look, I think Zinchenko, other than that moment, he actually had a pretty decent game. Although if I was Gabriel and Saliba, I would be slapping him up in that dressing room. I can't lie, because they ruined his clean sheet because it was such, again, a solid display. Wolves didn't do anything as far as I'm concerned. Raya looked bored, as he has been since he has come to Arsenal. We've had those games where he's had nothing to do. And yeah, we do need to kill off games. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it, it's just the way we are threatening, right? The moment Nketiah comes on the pitch, that's where we took the foot off the gas. There we go. Hence, with that chance that he missed in the last 5 minutes to actually bury the game to settle any nerves. So, look, if you compare, Jesus on the pitch to Nketiah, there's a huge grey area between them two. It's chalk and cheese. I mean, Jesus offers way more than Nketiah for a start, and I think people have to start watching football with their eyes now, instead of basing a striker's strength in scoring goals most of the time. Right? I kind of want to give a more established example. Look at Firmino at Liverpool. How many goals did he score in that Liverpool side? He scored around the same amount of goals as Jesus, and he was one of the most decorated footballers I've ever watched in the Premier League.
And he got Liverpool to 3 Champions League finals, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, and challenged at the top for how many years with Man City. So, look, all these outsiders are going on about, Jesus is the most overrated player of this generation, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, just leave us out of it. You've got teams who are in 11th place in the league chatting to us about strikers. Like, come on. I mean, as I said with Firmino, how many goals did he score in the title-winning Liverpool side? He scored around the same amount of goals as Jesus. And if we don't get a striker in January, what are we going to do? Fold the whole football club down? It's not the end of the world if we don't sign one, because I think the problems lie in the midfield more than the striker. Not a goal-scoring flipping striker that's going to win us the league, which isn't guaranteed, by the way, because some don't have the same link up that Jesus brings. So it does actually piss me off sometimes that some of these fans can go on about a 25 goal plus striker will solve all of this. I mean, if Jesus is producing threat in this Arsenal team with scoring goals, then what else could you have asked for? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's doing his job properly. And look, last season, there's a reason why Saka and Martinelli finished on almost double figures. Right? Because, look, before they even broke into this first team, they could have imagined of, scoring double figures in a Premier League season. And since Jesus has come in, Saka and Martinelli have, I wouldn't say improved because they were really good even when we were in the trenches, but they weren't at that elite level yet. So I feel like he's got to deserve a little bit of credit here because people are forgetting Nketiah's played more games than Jesus. He's been in and out of the team lately. He's been riddled with a load of injuries. It's not been a nice season so far for Jesus, and he's our top scorer in the Champions League. Like, who would have guessed that? Because the bloke does turn up in the Champions League. I'm not saying he doesn't turn up in the Premier League, but he just can't seem to have that killer instinct in the Premier League than he does in the Champions League. So, look, I thought it was a solid performance by Arsenal. It's just there's still that complacency that kicked in the other day that I'm a little bit concerned about because Villa at the weekend, I know we've got Luton on Wednesday, but we've got Aston Villa at the weekend. We can't afford any of that, especially when it's at home as well. And if you're heading to a team like Aston Villa, who are unbeaten how many games at home, you can't necessarily afford that complacency. And I know it wasn't Saliba and Gabriel's fault, but again, you know, if you play Zinchenko left back against Villa, I will be a little bit concerned. That's all I will say. But other than that, it was a decent performance and happy days with Man City and Spurs drawing as well.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yes, definitely. Made some good points there. For me, next I want to talk about Odegaard because for me, he's my man of the match, in my opinion. I was really impressed with him. I think not only because he scored a fantastic goal, but you know what I noticed. I said this in my match reaction. What I noticed with him the most is, which I haven't really noticed him to do this much this season, is he's actually. I don't know if you guys noticed. Every time on goal kits when we had a Raya, right, he kept coming back and collecting the ball and progressing it forward. Actually creating some big chances as well. He looked very, very lively, and yeah, obviously he scored against Brentford, didn't he, as well? I thought he was so much better than the Brentford game, to be honest. But for me, he was man of the match. And then you can have a doubt with saying, oh, he doesn't turn up in big games, which I do hear all that, but I thought he was absolutely quality, and I thought he was man of the match against. My mind's gone blank against Wolves. Seb, what did you make of him, man? Odegaard.
Yeah, I thought he had a very good game. I thought he really controlled things in midfield and also going forward. That goal he scored, brilliant. That's typical him. He loves all those cutbacks, so he can finish those. And yeah, that's 2 in 2 for him because before then he was going through a little bit of a dry spell and just came back with an injury on his hip and his head. So obviously things have been a little bit difficult for him this season. But yeah, I thought really, really good performance, and hopefully that's him at his best now, because back at his best, because we need all our players fully fit for this busy period we got coming up. And yeah, I thought that was a captain's performance, and dictated the midfield very well, took his goal very well, got others into the game well, created chances as well. Oh, Eddie, I'm like, see, this is why I get onto him and I say he's not good enough, because I'm sorry, any decent striker finishes that, especially one that's wearing Thierry Henry's famous number 14 shirt and it's on 100 grand a week, should be finishing that. Finishes that, game's done. But again, this just shows you why he's not the answer. And if Jesus was to get injured again, I wouldn't put all my hopes in him. But yeah, going back to Odegaard, a very good game, and definitely a game and a performance that he needed, and hopefully he can kick on from this.
I mean, just talking. I want to ask you this about Odegaard, right? Do you think, as a captain of Arsenal, do you see him as captain material, or do you think someone like Declan Rice, maybe in a few years, will take it off him?
It's a difficult one, but I can see why most people are saying Declan Rice, because he obviously has those leadership qualities in the past, and he's still showing it every time he comes on the pitch. I think with Odegaard, I think he's not a bad captain. I think he's definitely one of the better ones that we've had over the years. But yeah, I think he's more than one of the quieter ones, and maybe but he does inspire the team, and he does get what it means to play for the club, and always has the right mindset. But yeah, I do think he probably does need to be a little bit more consistent with some of his performances, like Rice is every week. But
yeah,
I wouldn't. I've got no problem with him as captain, and definitely don't look at stripping it from him anytime soon. But if I was him, the manager, I would probably say Rice is our captain. But yeah, I've got no problem with Odegaard. Definitely been one of our better ones in the last decade, I'll say.
Yeah, I do agree there. Rory, what do you make about Odegaard? Was he a man of the match, or do you have someone else in mind?
Yeah, I think I did choose him as man of the match. For me, I feel like there wasn't many standouts, and here's why Odegaard doesn't get a whole lot of credit, because the amount of passes he sent through to even Jesus and obviously Nketiah, they don't finish their dinner. And I feel like maybe if we do have someone who's a little bit more prolific in front of goal, Odegaard would have way more assists. So, look, this isn't a dig at Jesus. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I feel like we need someone up top that replaces Nketiah's profile rather than Jesus, if that makes sense. So, look, I do understand where people are coming from, that he's not captain material, especially when we do travel away from home. Like, how's he going to get on Wednesday against Luton? I mean, that's not going to be an easy game on paper. Well, on paper, it is going to be, easy Arsenal 3 points, right? But, bro, the 6th of December, travelling all the way up to Luton, like, it's not going to be a nice feeling at all.
It's tomorrow, isn't it? The game's tomorrow.
No, it's Wednesday, isn't it?
No, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8:15.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
I swear it was on Wednesday. But,
no, it's
okay,
tomorrow.
fair enough. Where was I? I think the thing with Odegaard, I feel like he performs better with two attacking midfielders along with him. But with Jorginho as the CDM, it doesn't work out for him for some reason. And that is a more balanced midfield, isn't it? Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard. Obviously, we haven't seen that midfield three of Partey, Rice, Odegaard yet so far in the Premier League season. But we've seen with a more balanced midfield, Odegaard's actually struggled more than he probably should not have been. So, yeah, that's a bit of a weird one, if you ask me. With Havertz next to him and Trossard, more attacking options, he seems to benefit them more than a Jorginho. And I do understand, because Jorginho isn't, the most mobile midfielder. But, yeah, I was expecting with a more balanced midfield, Odegaard would excel. But, I feel like that was really nice to see him getting back on the score sheet. Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, completed the most passes, most dribbles, I'm pretty sure. I probably got all those stats wrong, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, glad to see him back on the score sheet, man. And hopefully this actually kicks him on, or else... yeah, we may have to discuss about his current captaincy and that. But still, I think he's absolutely fine of being the current captain of Arsenal Football Club. I'll give, obviously, Declan Rice the whole season. And if Declan Rice is more of a leader than Odegaard as the season progresses, then obviously hand him the captain's armband. That's the right thing to do, isn't it? So,
yeah. 100% agree there. Let's move on, people. We're gonna go to obviously tomorrow's game, Luton away. Yeah, Tuesday night, 8:15 kickoff, away to Luton Town. I mean, is not the ideal match, is it? Let's be honest with it.
No.
But we're gonna have to get it over and done with. Obviously, Luton currently sat in 17th place because Everton got point deduction, so they would have been in a relegation zone. But as I said, I did my preview yesterday. You know, the highlight of Luton's season was the game against Liverpool for me, and how they held out for a 1-1 draw. They could even won the game if it wasn't for Luis Diaz, you know, in the last minute saving Liverpool. So, you know, they definitely can do it against some of these big teams. I mean, and they're pretty out this season. So, I'm definitely not going to underestimate Luton Town. But no, we got to go there and get the job done. We got to go there and get the job done and go out there and get the 3 points. I thought that's going to be one of those tight games. I went 1-0 to the Arsenal in my preview. But yeah, I'll start with you, Seb, mate. What's your thoughts going into this game against Luton Town? And also give like your prediction and your lineup as well that you want to see.
Well, the team need to remain focused and not be complacent because, like you said, this is a fixture you don't usually want during the week under the lights. But if we want to win titles, then we've got to be going to these places and picking up wins, comfortable wins, to be honest. But you cannot sleep on these teams because look how hard Luton made it for Liverpool. Because again, I'm expecting a similar type of approach from that: a low block, but everyone behind the ball, and then try and break. And they did that very well against Liverpool. And even in some of their recent home games, they beat Palace, even though they did lose to Tottenham. But I actually thought they played very well in that game. And they're not actually that bad at home because, again, it's one of those grounds that is a small stadium. I don't think it's a plastic surface. I know they used to play on that. I don't think it's that.
No, I think they changed that.
Yeah, okay, now they've changed that. But still, the team really need to be professional and really need to remain focused. And I'm hearing a lot of fans saying, let's rotate the team. No, I disagree with that. No. We've got to stay professional and we've got to show them the respect there in the Premier League for the reason because they've earned it. So no. We got to go strong. Yes, maybe make 1 or 2, but no, the core of the team has to stay the same because we cannot afford to be dropping points here. We can't, especially with the fixtures we've got coming up. And another one to add to the list with Liverpool in the FA Cup. So that's another one to add to the schedule. So we've really, really got to remain focused and we've really got to stay on it. And it's because, like you said, it's going to be one of those physical games, against one of those physical teams that will go for it and they'll put everyone behind the ball, and we do tend to struggle. But if Arsenal come out the blocks flying like we did in our last 2 games against Wolves and Lons, and if we defend very well, then we should be all right. But if there's any complacency or too much changing around with the team and the team are not on it, we could drop points here. But I don't think we will. I do actually reckon we'll win. I'm going for quite a comfortable 3-0 win. I do actually reckon the team is playing with a lot of confidence, and Mikel Arteta will know that as well. And hopefully it will transform through to the players. The team that I'm expecting to see play, Raya will keep his place in goal. That's fine, no problem with that. I think Ben White will come in at right back because Tommy Ashley is doubtful with his calf injury, so I wouldn't risk it if he's not fully fit. We'll probably need him for some of the harder games we've got coming up. So and keep Saliba and Gabriel at the back. You can't change the centre back pairing that's working. You can't do it.
No.
Zinchenko at left back. I think that'll be a more suitable game for him because he's good going forward, and we're going to need his dynamism coming into midfield and going forward if we are going to break them down. Midfield trio. I bring back Kai Havertz. I think this could be a good game for him. I'm surprised he was dropped against Wolves because he was actually
Yeah, so did I.
But because I'm not really sure Trossard in that deeper role is actually working.
I agree.
Well, but great player, but
I don't think he was awful against Wolves.
he wasn't bad.
Okay.
He wasn't quite his usual self. So
Yeah. Second half he faded away though, but first half I thought he was actually really good.
Yeah. So Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz, and then the front three I'll keep the same: Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, and we need to start Jesus up front because it's going to be his play, his build-up play, the way he gets others into the game, and his style that's going to break down the defence like Luton. So that's a team I will go with. Only a couple changes from the weekend, but other than that, we must keep the same. We must keep this rhythm going because what wins you titles is rhythm. Because you just got to keep getting the results, stay on the game, stay focused as well. And then if we are doing that, then we will win this game. But it's just one that we cannot take lightly.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, man. Rory, come to you for this one. Luton away Tuesday. What's your thoughts going into it, and your prediction and what lineup you want to see as well, bro?
Yeah, I mean, if Luton were going to stay up at the end of the season, this could be one of them grounds that nobody likes to go, especially in the winter. Like, if this was May time or September, then this will be a nice, hopefully comfortable game to just travel over to and then grab the 3 points. But at this time, it's going to be one of them games where we're just not going to like. I hope I am wrong, obviously. I think we will get the 3 points. But Luton, I think, will set up with a similar approach to how they played against Liverpool. I don't think they actually went low block, if I'm being completely honest. They were going attacking approach rather than a low block. So maybe because they are at home, they could actually be out the traps early and give us a good game. But still, I think we will hit them on the break on a couple of occasions, and we will eventually pull through. I mean, I will take a 1-0 win. Again, new promoted sides. They're in the Premier League for a reason, and as you said, Seb, we cannot take anything for granted. We can't rotate the team too much, acting like it's only Luton, like they went through in the playoffs. No, like maybe if this was at home, then you could maybe make 2 or 3 changes, but away from home, you can't take these sort of games for granted. So, look, Arteta will know that in the Premier League, week in, week out, he goes for a strong 11, doesn't he? He takes every game seriously, so I'm expecting a very strong lineup. In terms of the lineup, I would go, of course, Raya in goal. That's not going to change. I'll then go, of course, Ben White. That's if Tomiyasu isn't fit. Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice in the holding DM, and then I would, of course, go Odegaard, and then I'll start Havertz for this one. I think he does deserve a start after the past 2 performances. Again, I was very surprised that Arteta didn't start him. Not the fact, I'm surprised that he didn't start because of his latest performance against Lens. I'm surprised more at Arteta that he didn't actually put him in the firing line against Wolves because of the performance he put in against Lens, because that is something that Arteta does do. He plays players on form. So I think Havertz does deserve some minutes, and then front 3, Saka, Martinelli, and then Jesus. You can maybe get away with starting Nketiah in the game because it is Luton, but no, you start Jesus. It's as simple as that. And we'll be coming into this game with a strong bench, hopefully, as well, with Trossard and their man there. Obviously, Vieira's not going to be available, so yeah, that's a shame. I don't think Smith Rowe's available either.
No,
He's not going to be available until the new year.
Well, he's back on the grass. He's aiming to return to the end by the end of the year. So maybe Boxing Day or New Year's Eve is probably when you could see him, but not likely to be before then.
I mean, we've got to wrap it up within 60 minutes, so we don't have to make any of them changes. Being honest, so yeah, that's about it really. I'm gonna say, in fact, I'm gonna go in the middle. I'll say 2-0 Arsenal. You're saying 1-0, Seb saying 3-0. I'm gonna say 2-0.
Yeah, just get the win. That's all.
Yeah.
And a clean sheet.
Clean sheet and a win. You know.
Yeah, we should be all right. Of course, we loaned Sambi Lokonga there, didn't we? Obviously, he's injured and he's on loan still. So
yeah, we should.
I don't know. He may be on crowd watch.
Possibly, but yeah, I want to ask you guys a question, right? Because I know Rory touched on it a little bit, and you know the whole in this upcoming January transfer window, with Rory said we need a midfielder more than a striker. I hope we get both, obviously, but let's be realistic here. In terms of actual, you know, like class replacements. We would have gone splashing big money. Now, obviously, you guys heard about the FFP stuff. You know, if we keep spending money, we'll be on the FFP list, and we could be affected by FFP. So I'll come to you, Rory, first, for this, right? You say we need a midfielder, you know, more than a striker, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it, and I partly agree. I think you got to look at it as well. January, right? I know Partey's injured. But even if he's back, he's going to AFCON. You have El Neni, right? He's going to AFCON as well. So then our midfielders will literally only be. And then I heard as well, someone told me Jorginho can start talking to clubs in January as well.
Yeah.
If he doesn't sign, yes, because his contract will run out at the end of the season. You still have to speak to the club to agree it. But if you want money, then you'd have to move him on in Jan. But if he was going on a free, then you can.
Oh yeah, Tommy Asu as well.
Tommy Asu's going Asian Cup as well.
Yeah.
So not AFCON, Asian, yeah.
Yeah, Asian Cup, yeah. And then Jorginho might, I don't know, he'll start talking to clubs. So we'll literally have Declan Rice, our main guy, and
Odegaard.
Kai Havertz.
Jorginho will still be allowed to play for us, even though.
Yeah, I'm hearing some.
And in January we have actually only got 3 games. We've got the FA Cup game with Liverpool. We've got Crystal Palace, and we've got Nottingham Forest. And then start of February we've got Liverpool in the league. So I've only got 3 games in January because of the winter.
Yeah, I mean, I heard something.
And the next round of the FA Cup if we progress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so 4. Yeah. Sorry, ignore that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard something today that Newcastle could be looking at Ramsdale, seeing as Pope is out for like.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah. So if we somehow end up letting go of Ramsdale, then we might have to invest the money in a new keeper as well. Because we won't have a backup keeper other than.
If we go to Newcastle, we have to put the price up because they're desperate.
Yeah, we have to.
They're desperate, and he's a sellable asset, and Newcastle will be a big rival in the coming years. So put that price up, and they've got money.
Sell the ownership as well.
Yeah, so don't.
They can easily spend any sort of money.
Put at least 40 plus above. That's how much you made them.
Yeah, and then we can spend that money on a world-class midfielder.
Definitely.
Who fits the system.
Who for you, Rory? What
We
midfielder?
Say again.
What midfielder would be ideal for you, in your opinion?
I would probably say Tchouaméni. In January, I would probably take Neves, although the deal's probably not going to happen. However,
there's not much into it. He doesn't. There's not much in that, and he's
Yeah.
not going to go in January. I think we can forget.
But players who I would like Neves in January and then save up for Tchouaméni. I mean, that is a no-brainer because Real Madrid are going to have to let go of some of their fringe players soon. And Tchouaméni, I mean, bless him, he's competing in a midfield with the likes of Kroos, Modric, Ceballos is even ahead of him. Bellingham, of course. Those are 5 midfielders that he's competing with at Real Madrid. Whereas a team like Arsenal, he's going to be playing week in, week out in that first team, and you've got a more balanced midfield there. Whereas a striker, it can be very unpredictable sometimes. Like, you don't know how they're going to kickstart their club's career. They could start off really well, or they could start just horrendously and they have no confidence whatsoever because it's a new system, new team. So I think we're better off signing a midfielder because there's no real pressure on a midfielder coming in, whereas a striker is going to take them, some time to really get going. Like Ivan Toney would be a no-brainer, but he's been banned for how long now, and he's going to have to take some time to then get into the rhythm of playing football again because he hasn't played in an awful long time. So it makes more sense to actually sign a midfielder than a striker in January, but that's just me.
Seb, what's your thoughts, man? Striker or midfielder? You.
It's a difficult one because there's two areas we're in desperate need of players, and the fact is we're in a great position where we really can go on and win this title. And your January transfer window is very important if you do so, because we've seen in previous years where we've messed up January, why we ended up falling away and falling short of the league. So I think if the opportunity is there, we've just got to go out and do what is required. And yes, I know there's FFP that could come in, but just go and do it. There are some assets you can sell. So, but which one do I think is more important? You know what? I think they're just both equally as important because that extra midfielder keeps you that balance to stay in games and dictate games, and that's where most of the midfield is. That's where most games are won. And plus, we haven't got the greatest of depth in midfield with Thomas Partey going off to AFCON, El Nene after AFCON as well, and like you said, Jorginho, a short contract, but he can't be trusted on his own. And if Declan Rice is the only real guy in that midfield you can trust. And well, with a striker, if you buy that top class striker that gets you those extra goals, that could be the difference between getting you over the line. Like Man City have one with Haaland, even Liverpool, you could say, even though Mo Salah's not a striker, he gets you those extra goals when you need them, which get you extra points. So it's a difficult one. I really do feel we need both because if you're going for titles, then you've got to do everything what's required to do so. So I just hope the club have actually done their homework and actually got things up their sleeve that they
hopefully, man,
to actually make this season successful, because the title is there to be won and still very open. And just go out and just do everything that's required. Come on, Arsenal, go and do it. Otherwise, you know what Luca's going to be like.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, come on, we don't want to be saying this. We don't want to be saying this in January. Because if we do say this, it means we've not had a good January and probably could affect our chances yet again of clinching this title. But just go out and do it. Listen, I can't say which one we have to prioritise because they're both just equally as important. And look what we're going for, the prize. And plus, we're still going to be in the Champions League because we've gone through and topped the group, which is great. And I still want us competing in this FA Cup. I don't want us throwing anything away, nothing away.
He's got to take that seriously, this FA Cup as well.
Yeah, now you've seen the draw Liverpool at home. We've got to
take it seriously.
Yeah,
For me,
that might actually give Arteta the alert
Definitely.
crap, we're playing Liverpool, so maybe we needed that draw.
100%.
So
definitely.
we can actually field out a strong enough team to compete for that FA Cup. Because if we drew like Oxford or Southend, whatever, then we all know what would have happened. He wouldn't have taken it seriously. So I think he needed that draw, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Even though it's not the ideal draw you want at this stage very early, in the middle of a busy schedule, but still the draw's been made and it's at home. So
I mean, we knock out Liverpool.
We're at home, so we should be favourites to go through. But
we knock them out, then I reckon the only team that can really give us a game is probably Man City in the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's
we've beaten them in the FA Cup over recent
years.
So.
And if we get them at Wembley, then we're doing a Wembley again. So
it's a fair point.
So I do think.
I mean, maybe Newcastle are the only team that could give us a game.
Maybe if we get them away from home,
we said Liverpool is more important. That's what we've got to focus on now.
Yeah, I mean, if we knock out Liverpool, I think we'll go on to win the FA Cup, to be honest. I know we got knocked out at West Ham in the Carabao Cup, but again, he didn't necessarily take that seriously. And hopefully, as the FA Cup glides on, he then takes it seriously, because that is his trophy. Like, he's won it most times with Arsenal. Don't forget that. I know he wasn't in the squads throughout the whole FA Cup victories, but he's definitely won a good few many. So I think
he's won 2 with us, 2014 and 2015.
Yeah. And I think one of them was against Liverpool, wasn't it?
No, one of them was Hull and Aston. It was Hull and Aston Villa in the final. Then
yeah.
No, you beat Liverpool on the way to 2014.
One of them, yeah. I think that was the last time we met in the FA Cup.
It was a 2-1, wasn't it? When
it was a 2-1. Yeah.
I think Daniel Surrey scored for Liverpool.
No, it was Gerrard on the spot.
Oh, sorry, Gerrard. And
that was when they had Suarez and Sturridge.
Suarez was playing, wasn't he?
Did they play in that game?
Yes. Yes, they did.
We beat them 2-1, man.
Yeah, that was the last time we played them in the cup. In that cup,
Yeah.
By the way, what I was going to say, maybe we have to prioritise, I don't know, a left back. Maybe we have to look towards the defence as well, because let's be realistic. Who's our backup for Saliba? If we get into another one of them situations again where we lose Saliba, then we could be finished.
Yeah.
And we don't, especially with these links with Kvyat to AC Milan. I don't think that's a deal Arsenal should sanction in January.
No, absolutely not.
We need another defender.
Very talented. And he's got potential to grow.
We cannot leave ourselves short. Can't do that. Because we'll be in 3 competitions.
So look, attack wins your games, but defence is when you league titles.
We can't leave ourselves short.
So, you know what? If we don't go for a striker this January, I'm not going to have a tantrum over it. It is what it is at the end of the day. But if we bolster up that midfield and the defence to an extent, then you know what? I'll be happy. Although
bring back Tierney from Real Sociedad.
We're not going to recall Tierney. He's injured right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
No, I swear he was on the bench the other night for them.
Was he back?
League. I think he's back. He was on the bench.
Yeah, but he's not playing right now, is he?
I'll tell you the defender we should have got. Romando from Bayer Leverkusen.
He's quality to be fair.
And he was available on a 3.
And him and Frimpong have been destroying.
They were both linked with us in the summer. Again, now.
Yeah, go and get Frimpong in January. He can play both sides.
Yeah, he can, but a 45 million buyout clause. It's a big.
What's his name? The Portuguese left back. No, the guy who you just said, Seb.
Romando.
Is he Portuguese, isn't he? Or is he Spanish?
No, I swear he's Spanish.
He's Spanish. He's Spanish. But
he
played for Benfica, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's at Bayer Leverkusen now.
He's quality.
I love him. He's brilliant. I said in the summer, go and get him because he's available in 3, and I think he's better than both Tierney and Zinchenko. I think he is class, and he's bossing it over there. So Oh, that was a miss. That was a miss. This goes on a long list of missed target opportunities.
You reckon Grimaldo's better than Tierney?
Yes.
Tierney clear.
No.
Tierney is an out-and-out left-back.
No, Grimaldo's better because he can also do the inverted role. He can do the inverted role. He can defend. He can attack. He's got it all.
No, but as an out-and-out left-back.
Yes.
What, defensively as well?
Grimaldo right now is the best left back in the world.
Is he good defensively?
Yes.
Grimaldo?
He's the best left back in the world. Right
Can he
now.
cross a ball?
I'd say.
He's a left back. Does he cross the ball better than Tierney?
Yes.
Does
really?
He?
Yes. In my opinion, yes. That's why I wanted him. That's why I wanted him here.
He's that good.
Yes. Well, do you see what he's doing over there by Leverkusen?
Yeah, no, he's having a good season. He is having a good season as well.
Is he that much better than Tierney?
Well, Tierney's very good as well, but is he an upgrade? Yes.
And he's better than Zinchenko then?
Yes.
There we go.
I love them both, don't get me wrong, but you when you're selling players, you want upgrades. And that was one available on the free that we should have gone for.
What, was he available on the free?
Yes.
I mean,
no,
what?
It was just... Maybe because we went for Timber and he can cover both that. That's probably my only reason. Go and get him as well, and then you'll have perfect balance. But we could have done, but he's not coming now.
Oh. He suits the Arteta profile as well because he's Spanish.
100%. Instead, we went for Tavares, the second left, the backup left back at Benfica.
Cedric.
No, Tavares. Oh
yeah.
A second.
Tavares, I'll never get over that.
He was back up to him, and look how that ended up.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It reminded me of that situation where we rocked up to Brighton, and we got Ben White instead of Basuma. Like, all Arsenal fans at the time wanted Basuma at Arsenal Football Club, and we went and got Ben White instead. The wrong Brighton.
I'm not sure. Well, Ben White has been very good for us.
Yeah, he has.
I just didn't agree with the price tag at the time, but I think...
it's just in the situation where Basuma was literally right there, where the midfield was...
And I was very annoyed at why we didn't go for him and Spurs did. That infuriated me.
Yeah.
You can't be having too much of this going forward if you want to win titles. These are the players. You can't make sure you get your targets.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what was worse last summer when we didn't get anyone else in that position. We needed someone there. We didn't get anyone else in.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. But yeah, big window.
I was hearing that Arsenal could potentially target Osimhen in the summer. So maybe we're saving that striker position until the summer.
Until the summer.
That's probably usually the plan with the club. Yeah, I think that probably.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Palhinha, from Fulham, but
I've heard about that.
It won't happen. Nah, there's nothing in there.
There's nothing in there.
No,
yeah, but I would definitely take him as another midfielder.
Yeah, he would be quality. Yeah, 100%.
You're just someone who's not afraid to stuck in. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you take Calvin Phillips? Because he's going to be available.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Fiore would, mate.
I would.
Yeah, I would as well. I don't think he's a bad midfielder at all.
He's a very good midfielder.
You sure he's not made of glass?
I think he's a very good midfielder.
Well, everyone's made out of glass. The first-time players who are not injury prone, but
when you're competing,
they end up getting injured. So there's no difference whatsoever signing a player who is injury prone. Who knows? They may actually stay fit.
I'd take him.
When was the last time I actually played a game though?
He's only played. He barely read. He doesn't start. He's come on a few stops a few times, but he's barely. He's clearly got no future at that club. Clearly.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's been treated really poorly there.
When you're competing with Rodri, it is hard.
Yeah, but when Rodri was out, like he was suspended for a good couple of games.
They played Kovacic instead.
Yeah, like I know Phillips may not be the level of Rodri, but you've got a CDM there.
I think they wanted to get rid of him in the summer, but Phillips wanted to stay. He didn't want to go. They wanted to move him.
Yeah, I mean, like when you spend big money, you've got to be trusting him. Sorry, in them situations where your best DM, one of your most important players, is out injured. So
yeah,
you know what? Phillips at Arsenal. I mean, it clearly makes sense.
100%, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it works in the Euros. Phillips and Rice.
Yeah, that's what got him there. That's what got him at City. That's what got him his move. That superb Euros he had.
Yeah.
Why are we wearing our yellow kit tomorrow?
It's a way.
The yellow kit.
It's
I
a
thought
way.
we were the green one tomorrow, man. I put it all in the fun now and everything.
What the green? Wait, hold on. The yellow one.
Yeah, we're in the yellow one against that.
Yeah, the yellow's the away kit.
You mean the green one?
The green's the third kit.
No, but we're wearing the yellow one tomorrow.
Are you sure this isn't green?
It's yellow.
It's yellow.
Well, it's a light green.
Oh, I thought he was gonna wear a green one, man. That's a shame. Anyway, guys, we're getting out of here because I've literally got a preview to do in 5 minutes with a Luton Town fan. So big everyone who came on as always. Really appreciate you guys' support. Seb, mate, any articles being released soon?
Yeah, this week I'm going to be talking about why Unai Emery got sacked at Arsenal and why it didn't work out for him. Because we're playing Villa this week and it links up perfectly. So that's going to be one that's hopefully out before the weekend.
Mr. Good evening. Yes, we have them on Saturday.
I need to actually debate that for real.
Yeah, that'll be a good debate. That'll be a good debate.
Wait, what the fuck is Tom? What the fuck is Tom wearing?
What?
He's live right now.
Oh, is he live?
Yeah. Have you seen what he's wearing?
Let me have a look.
I can't see.
Mate, I can't see. Where's his channel gone?
Is it Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh.
But bro's dressing up as Santa.
Oh. Come on, that's no,
that is quality.
Remember the days where we called Santa Cazorla?
Yeah, man. But Rory, mate, tell everyone what's coming on Wednesday, yeah?
Yeah.
You
upload on Wednesday. It's going to be a banger, although I got embarrassed in the process. So, yeah, that's something to laugh about. That's going to be premiered around 5:15 UK time. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I did a trailer early on today, and I think that's banged views. Let me double check. 149 right now. Wait, have YouTube taken away my likes again?
Oh, they always do it to me, man.
Oh, fuck my life. But yeah, that should be out on Wednesday. It took me around 8 hours to edit, so it took an awful long time. I couldn't do a match reaction because A, I was out for dinner, and 2, I went out to obviously film that video around 11 a.m. So I didn't have any time to upload like a short match reaction myself. So I decided to upload that video instead. And yeah, I would say it's it was worth it for the content. Although the football was on ice and was slipping like mad, it was still worth it for the content. So,
yeah, there we go, man. I honestly can't wait to watch that, bro. Wednesday, man. Yeah, Wednesday. Nice one. All right. Be up, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for obviously match day watch along. Thank God the game's on Prime Minute as well. Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for that, mate. And they need to take over Sky and TNT. It's so much better. I'm not gonna lie. But
you own Prime, like Prime Video, not
Prime Video.
Prime energy drink.
Not the drink, mate. I can't stand that drink. It's fucking vile, mate. most overhyped drink in the
Yeah.
world, just because KSI and Logan Paul run it. But yeah, anyway, then we watch along, match reaction, all that stuff, people. I'll see you guys in literally 2 minutes because we've got a preview to do. And yeah, big out everyone as always. Come on, the Gunners win tomorrow, get the 3 points.